Hey guys, it's Editor Ebenezer again from So Many Enterprise Tutors, and today going to be showing you a new Java program, and this is going to be a Java program where I know if you have seen shows like if you're in Nigeria who wants to be a millionaire, where a particular string is being they say arrange it in the right order. Okay, so that's how it works. So you have to arrange the string in the right order, probably like a puzzle, probably like something that says who stole the meat from the cooking pot. Okay, something as simple as that. But then the user is supposed to probably enter numbers or enter numerals, or enter alphabets. But this particular program is going to be dealing with numbers, so you're going to enter the numbers in the right order, and then the program is going to be able to check if it was in the right order or not. Now, if it wasn't in the right order, it's going to tell you the right order that it was, and then furtherly, the program can be improved to show the order that the person chose, and then be able to show you the right order. Okay, so without further ado, let's get started. And knowing fully well that we're going to be accepting input from the user from the console, we're going to need a scanner class. So scanner is equals to new scanner. All right, so this will be system.in. Okay, just put my system.in there. And then the other thing we're going to be needing is that we're going to have a print statement. So that print statement is just going to be here and say arrange these words in the right order. All right, and then I'm going to copy and paste this and give them a little key. Okay, so I'll say words start from index 0. Okay, so the first word be displayed, it will be the first word will be index 0. Okay, so that being said, the next thing we're going to be needing is that we're going to be needing a way that we're going to be able to show the phrase we're going to be showing. All right, so in order to get that phrase, in our last tutorials we talked about the split. Okay, so we're going to have an array called phrase, and then I'm going to say who stole the meat, all right, in the cooking pot. Okay, so this is the correct order. Then I'm going to split this into the array, and then I'm going to use the delimiter, the space delimiter. Okay, so what this means is that this phrase is going to contain the first index, that's phrase 0, is going to contain who, and then the second index, which is phrase 1, going to contain stole based on this delimiter. Okay, so that is what the split this statement does. It splits the string. Okay, another way we can do this is to say string phase string, okay, is equals to we can then do this. So I can pick this, all right, and put it here, and then I will say okay. So this is one way to do it. And then the next thing we're going to be needing is we're going to be needing a random array. Now this random array is what is going to a string random array. Now it's going to be what will contain the random. It's going to be what is going to contain the when we display this string. When we display this string in a random format, we're going to want to keep it somewhere. Okay, and then that way we're going to be able to check when the user enters. We're going to be able to check if it is right or wrong order. Okay, so string random new string, and then this is going to have the size of this, because it's going to be the same thing. It's going to contain the exact same words that are in this phrase, but just not in the correct order as it may be in the phrase array. Okay, now for us to initialize this random array, we're going to say random is equals to, so I'm going to be creating a method called initialize, okay, random array. Okay, so I'm going to initialize random array, and then I'm going to pass this as the argument, because this phrase, okay, this phrase is going to be what we're going to have to pick out its random values and then put it in this array called random array. So I'll just rename that. All right, so first of all, we're going to have to create this. So in creating that, the next thing we're going to have to do now, okay, the next thing we're going to have to do, which is a random array, is we're going to create. Firstly, we want to, apart from picking, let me just explain this and then we can go back. Now, apart from picking, we're going to have to come up with a logic that will be able to make us pick everything that is in this phrase, that's every element that is in this phrase array, without repeating the same element. So we wouldn't want to repeat who twice, we wouldn't want to repeat stole twice, we wouldn't want to repeat d twice. I like to change this so that they'll be different. Okay, so we wouldn't want to repeat this 2 times because we're just going to have to take out randomly this element, and then we're going to have to display all of them, not having 2 elements display at once. Okay, so what we're going to do is, I came up with this, we're going to have a boolean array which is called first index, and then this we have the value of, so this will be new boolean, okay, new boolean, and then it will have the size of first dot length. Okay, so the same length, so this is going to be used to indicate every element in the array. So I'm going to want to change their elements, now their indexes, to true once that particular element is being displayed already. So if that element is already in the random array, I would I would initialize their index to true. Okay, so once it is true, I'm going to always have to skip that till we get to a particular array where the first index is false. Okay, now what we're going to have to do is, secondly, we're going to have to initialize all the elements in this first index to false. Okay, so we're going to be using arrays dot fill. Okay, so I want to fill this. What do I want to fill? I want to fill the parse index, and I want to fill it with boolean dot false. Okay, so what this does is, all the elements in this first index boolean array is being initialized to false. Okay, so that's the first thing we're going to want to do. And then the second thing we're going to want to do is, we're going to have what we're going to return. Okay, so this will be called return array, and then we're going to also initialize it to initialize it to the size, being that they're going to be of the same size. We're going to just initialize it to first dot length, since first is the only array that we know is actual length. Okay, now that being said, the next thing we're going to want to do is, we're going to want to loop through this phase array, and then we're going to pick a random, just any random index from here, and then we're going to be setting it to, so we're going to pick a random index from here, a random element from here, and then we're going to be setting it to this return array. Okay, so in order to do that, we're going to be needing a for loop. Okay, so we're going to say for. So we're going to say for int I is equals to 0. Alright, I is less than pha first dot length. Okay, that's for readability. First dot length I plus plus. So this would loop through the whole element in the phase array. So the next thing we're going to want to do is, now here's where the tricky part is. Now if first index of I now, okay, if is equals to false, that means that okay, so if this phase index now, if this particular element is false, meaning that we've not displayed, or we've not picking it as a random value and initialize or put it in this return array. So how this is supposed to work is, it's supposed to take a random index from this and then put it in this. Okay, so Up doing that, we're going to have to always ensure that we have not in any way initialized an element with two of or the same two elements with one value from here. Okay, so don't worry, you understand it as we go. Okay, so if this is false, the next thing we're going to want to do is all right, now I missed something here. We're going to need a random value, so we're going to call this random value, and then we're going to initialize it to new random. Okay, new random dot next int, and then we're going to have the size be first dot length. Okay, so it's whatever random value is coming up with or is generating is not going to be more than the length of the array, from 0 to the length of the array. Okay, so the next thing we're going to want to do is we want to check if, so this should be random value, if the first index, that's if this index now is false, meaning if this is still false, if that means that we've not gotten its say we've not gotten its value from the first array. Okay, so if that is false, the next thing we're going to want to do is want to come up with string, okay, value equals to, then we're going to get phase and then take a random. Okay, so what does this line do? Say string value is equals to phase random value. Okay, what this does is the string value would now take the random. So if this is say 5, so phase 5, which is 0 1 2 3 4 5 d, and then this will now be value will be equals to d. Okay, so the next thing we're going to want to do is that we're going to want to put this value into this random, which is called return array. So we're going to say return array, okay, return array of I is equals to what? Value. Okay, so I'll just close this, is equals to value, and then in order for us to just display what we want to be rearranged in the correct order, I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to say value plus this. So this will be a print, so this will display, since it's already a random string, it will just display this. And then in order for me to now cater for this statement, I will then say is equals to true, because I've already removed this particular, I've already initialized it. Okay, I've already put whatever this index is, I've already put it inside this return array. Okay, so this is the if statement. The else statement will be, now because this loop is only going to go round just the length of the array, so it's going to go 8 times, and then there's a probability that in the whole loop we're going to have a random value that's from this parse index. We're going to have a random value that has already been shown. So if it's b that has been shown, all I've done is remove, so it will be as though that particular loop or that particular iteration never happened. So I've reduced the value of I by 1 again. Alright, so that being said, the next thing I'm going to do is to return, okay, return array. Alright, so I return array. Sorry, this is return null. Okay, I'll just move this and put it right there. Okay, so that is return null. Alright, so what this does is this has already been initialized to what? A random array gotten from this phase string array. Okay, so the next thing we're going to want to do is that we are going to say we're going to get a key. All right, so this key is going to be the one that's going to hold the actual arrangement, that is the right arrangement for how the words are supposed to be arranged. Okay, so I'm going to say I'm going to have to use a string builder. So string now, string key equals to, so I'll have another method called get key value. Okay, so it's going to be like this, and then what I'm going to pass to it is I'm going to pass the random both the random and the initial array. Okay, so I'm going to create the method. Alright, so let me explain what this is going to do. Okay, so how this is going to work is, we're first going to be using a string builder. Okay, so I'm going to call it key is equals to new string builder. Okay, so I'm going to be needing a nested for loop. So I'm going to have this, and then I'm going to have this. Now the essence of this method is we're going to check the random inside the random array. What index, what element corresponds to the right arrangement from this particular array element, array variable. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to check the first, because this is random now, so the first index might be, say, cooking. So I'm going to check what is the particular position for cooking inside this phrase. So if the first element is random array 0, okay, this will be, if that's cooking, then this will be phase 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So random array 0 being cooking will be phase 6. So I'll use this loop to check, okay, and then initialize this to the key builder, and then I'm going to return the key here, and then it's going to hold the value. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is say int count is 0. We'll start from 0. Count is less than phrase.length, and then count plus plus. And then the next thing we're going to do is int I is equals to 0, I is less than same dot length, and then I plus plus. Alright, now what we're going to do is, if you don't understand the concept of nested for loop, please I'll drop a link below, and then you can always get it. Okay, so what we're going to want to do is say if, okay, if random array I, okay, if random array I dot equals fields count, okay, I'm going to say key dot append I. Now I'll start over again. This is random array I dot equals pace for phrase, okay, phrase count. Now if this is say this is the first one, is equals to, like I explained, if the first index of random array is cooking, all right, if it is cooking, remember that in cooking, in the phrase string array, it is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this will now check, okay, so 0 dot yes, random array 6 or random array 0 dot equals, okay, the count here, and then we're going to save that as the first value. Okay, so this is going to loop through it from the beginning to the end if it equals to the first one in phrase. Okay, so you understand this where we go. So I'll just return key dot to string. Okay, so that returns the key here, and then the last thing we're going to want to do is we're going to want to say if we're going to want to display correct or incorrect key. Okay, so we're going to want to say if the, so I'm going to call this correct, okay, so display correct or incorrect key, and in order to do this I'm going to pass in two variables. I'm going to pass in the answer, which the user is going to enter, and then I'm going to pass in the key, that's the actual key. Okay, so I'm going to say system.out.println. Okay, so I've already said arrange this word in the right order. What starts from index 0. So the next thing I'm going to want to do is I'm going to want to say int answer is equals to ascanner.next int. Alright, so I'll pass this here, and then I create method. Now, since this has been created for us, what we're just going to have to do is use the if statement. So if then we're going to also have the else block. So if key dot to string dot equals string dot value of answer. So if they are the same, I'm going to say system.out.println correct order. So I'm going to explain that. But then if it is not the correct order, I'm going to say system.out.println incorrect order. And then we're going to say the right order is, and then just add key to it. Alright, so what this does is it changes the key. It said key dot equals, so you remember that this is an int and then you receive the integer from this, but then when I'm getting the string value of this, so this will be changed from int to string, and then system.out.println, if they are equals to the same thing, it gives us the right order. But then if they are not, we say that the order is incorrect, and then we give the right order to the user. Alright, so without further ado, let us test what we've developed. Alright, so arrange this word in the right order. In the who made stove pot cooking. So I think the right order, if you ask me, would be who 0 1 2 0 1 2 3 3 who stove 3 4 5 D. So which of the D am I looking for? This who stole D 0 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, 0 1 who stole the meat 0 1 2 3 4 4 who stole the meat in 0. Cooking would be 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 7, and then pot would be 6. Incorrect order. It should be 3 5 1 4 0 2 7 6. Okay, so another video tutorial. We're going to expand this. First, we're going to be giving it a time frame. Okay, so we're going to initialize a time frame to it. How long the user took to answer the question, and then we're going to also make it flexible where the user can enter the string that he would like to arrange in the right order. And then we might look at, probably instead of making it word, making it numerals, we might make it alphabet. Okay, so guys, thank you for watching. Please do have a lovely day. If you don't understand anything, please let me know. Thank you and God bless.